What's good? Welcome to this video. This is probably my most important video yet. That is because I have been given the incredible opportunity to show you what is going to come to Watch of Realms in 2025. So that is basically what this video is about. I might as well already give you a little bit of a sneak peek, so you make sure to stick around. That is because we are getting a new class. We're getting a new 6th class alongside our fighters, mages, marksmen, healers, tanks. So a 6th class, a first look at our next legendary as well as even epic heroes, brief overview of new skins to come, then the real important part, that is gameplay updates. One of those are, for example, a new co-op mode in which you can team up with a friend to defeat stages, a monthly tower, a new difficulty to Guild Boss 1 called Nightmare 5. That's not even half of it. So make sure to stick around, watch the video to the end. There's chapters in the description. What would a video like this be without a giveaway? So I can give away 20 sets of 300 gems as well as a Lily, Laurel, Lyra skin. The way you participate is by leaving a comment featuring your ID, the one shown on screen right here, as well as your thoughts on this upcoming roadmap, maybe your wishes for the game for 2025, or even the reason why you're the one that's supposed to get one of the skins. Without further ado, let's get straight into the video.
For the next year, we have prepared loads of stuff. So as we stated here on the first page of the slides, so all the contents will be discussing here is a work in progress, and therefore is subject to change in the future. So we need to emphasize that to start. Okay, cool. So let's move on with our slides. For you guys, for the players, we basically divided them into two larger parts. The first of them is the heroes front. The other one is the gameplay update. For heroes, we have a planning to introduce a new class, a combat class for WOR in next year. This new class will be emphasized on the factor of position on the battlefield. You can get a vibe of it from the two concepts of the proposed heroes in this class. They are riding on something. You can pretty much get the idea of how do they use the position factor.
Position is definitely something a lot of players have been looking for, the ability to change their heroes post-deployment without having to redeploy them. That sounds very interesting. Definitely looking for how you use the concept.
Cool. We'll try to diversify the heroes that are in this class, that they can have different skill effects after or before they move in a battle.
Will we get an epic version for one of these new heroes though, so that most of us can experience them, or is it going to be a first of just a legendary rarity, the ability or the new class, I guess?
Introducing more epic heroes this year is definitely one of the emphasizes we have. There will be more epic heroes. There will be more epic heroes that are actually useful, especially in the new game modes we are planning to introduce. For the new class, we will also strive to release an epic hero in this class as soon as we can. Following, we're just going through some of the models and the concept arts of the new heroes that we are planning to release in the near future. First one work well with clearly another Oriental themed hero, which is more specifically a Japanese theme. Oriental themed heroes we have released already. And this one is, I think, is another arbiter heroes.
We saw him in the Bucket interview just a short while, didn't we? All the way back in whenever it was, like 9 months ago.
Yeah. I've been preparing it for a while now. And
too, same scenario, also in the Bucket interview, so we're finally getting them.
I think this one will be released very soon. And she will be the core hero of the new system we are preparing. Hopefully, this will be very game-changing hero. Those two, I think one of them is from our Nightmare faction. The other one it looks like a curse hero. And this one
looks like a female Praetus, but who do we have here?
Something like that. As I just stated before, we will be emphasizing on releasing more new epic heroes this year. So there are two concept arts. There are two model arts of those heroes in the following. There are also more new heroes we are preparing. One of them is demon themed. Also, on the bottom right is another Oriental themed hero. So here we are at the skin releases in the future. Take a wild guess. Do you have any idea which of the hero is it?
The left side could be Volker.
Close.
The top one should definitely be Ardea. That should be Ardea. And the bottom one should be Calypso. But left side, if it's not, it is Sword. Damn. So we have Ardea, we have Calypso, but it's not Volker. It's close. Is it the one with the cape we had as a fusion, as a Terrorist faction? Celine skin? Maybe?
It's the one with the throwing knife.
Nick skin.
Right.
Hey, a Nick skin. Oh, a lot of people will be looking forward to a Nick skin for sure.
Popular hero. So we also have some of these cutted shadows of the new skins we are preparing. You can see some of them have very different themes with our regular wheel. So
especially the one with the huge weapon in the middle down there. That looks impressive.
Our team trying to create more diversity in the skin, and I think they are doing a great job. There's also, we are planning to update the Tide theme. There's a small video that we can play. We can get an idea of how it looks. Is the video muted? I think so.
So it definitely does look more lively. So it's a lot more going on than before, for sure. Ooh, different theme.
Yeah. I think we're just trying to make the battlefield more vividly. The ancient battlegrounds it's supposed to be. Oh, and here is the gameplay update. There's a bunch of stuff. It will take some time.
Ooh,
First of all, for the campaign, we'll be introducing a new chapter 11. For this chapter, we'll be arriving at the Dragon Folk's sacred grounds, which we call it the City of Dragon's Rest. The whole campaign takes place in themed around like lost ruins of the city, which were once in the history of the Taya continent. And for this campaign, on the gameplay side, I think we will be emphasized more on the strategic gameplay with the heroes, the positioning, the skill using. And for the arts concept, the design concept of the arts scene, I think we will try to introduce more of the urban or the town, a city town look on the ground, on the scene, rather than just a natural environment or a magical environment. We are hoping to bring a different flavor for the players.
That definitely would be something way more immersive with like buildings, ruins. It's definitely a good concept, a lot of possibilities.
We will be introducing a new difficulty for the Drake's Chasm. This one will be a lot harder than the last difficulty we had. For one, there will be more sustained damage to emphasize more powerful healing or group protection on the hero's side. So players need to be very careful which hero they select for his or her team. The dragon will alternate during the battle. The dragon will alternate between physical and magical phases, requiring players to use an appropriate combination of physical and magical damage dealers. So the Drake will have a periodical damage shield, right? So the players need to break this shield in order to continue to do more damage on the dragon. So for this new difficulty, the shield will alternate between physical and magical as well. So basically, for the first shield, you need to do only the physical damage can do damage to it. The other shield will only the magical damage will work on it. So
that's definitely
more
going to make team building more complex, provide way more challenges, because it's gonna take a bit to figure out the proper team. It's obviously going to allow more heroes to work in the way we want them to. That seems very nice. It's been a while since NM4 has been challenging for most players, so it's definitely a good addition for sure.
Of course, the map the map structure itself will also alternate. We'll do some adjustments to it. So there will be a lot of work for the players to conquer it.
The two pictures there, was it a new like type of resource? And also, who's that guy below the dragon? Can you tell me anything about these kind of two images there?
The guy below the dragon is Rex, the very first hero we had in the world, right? Rex.
Oh, Rex. No. The pictures next to the dragon. See, like this crystal, this demon. These two next to the dragon. To the second picture. Who are those? What are these? Kinda.
I'm not sure
not Rex.
Exactly is, but I think the picture here just served as a reference of the concept that the dragon itself is using, right? Dragon is using some sort of a demonic theme.
Demonic theme, then I guess like Christie style. So design choices. All right.
Cool. So we're also bringing something new in the boss rush game mode. So we are introducing something like new combined mode. That in this mode you can use more units while facing different combinations of Immortal Codex bosses that you have faced. So first of all, we will boss fights that constructed with two previous bosses. They will be a lot harder. These fights will require you to use different strategic thinking. For example, heroes with mechanics that can work with both heroes will be extremely useful in this case. Also, we will be continuing releasing new bosses for boss rush in the future. So those are two things.
So basically we're revisiting our Immortal Codex bosses and need to figure out a team to defeat two of those at the same time, especially with different mechanic. That's going to be very difficult, especially if you, for example, need to break the shield of like the Zealous boss and the Healer Codex. That's going to prove a challenge, definitely, for sure.
But it may not be as hard as you would imagine, because it's not facing both bosses at the same time. It's you facing one of them. After you beat it, you will be facing another one. It's like a continuation of it.
So you do need a lot of heroes that then work in both boss fights at the same time. Yeah, definitely. Need to look out for that.
The monthly tower is a new game mode that we have been preparing. It's gonna be quite a challenge. Comparing to traditional raid gameplay, we will implement more interesting mechanics in this game mode, which will allow players to utilize more mechanics of the heroes they have. And this mode will be updated monthly to ensure a fresh, engaging gameplay for the players. Just in one word, it's a more strategic gameplay for this game mode. We will be having some updates for the faction trial. In the first half of next year, we will launch some long-anticipated new stages for the faction trial. In the long term, we are also preparing the faction trial of the released Chaos, the Arbiter faction, but that's longer in the future.
So the tower seems like it could be exactly what the players are asking for. Some monthly changes a challenge to kind of try to sit in front and spend a couple hours trying to figure out the teams, and it refreshes. Ooh, that's definitely something very, very exciting. Faction trials, we do all want to use our heroes for our multiple factions. Ooh, Arbiter, chaotic faction trials, those could be slightly difficult for some players, but hey, we're here for
it. Will be much later in the future. So hi WorGuides. So on the monthly tower front, there will be more emphasis the factors that like you can choose or.
Oh, perfect. So
the perks.
So the ones with like, for example, the Praetus boss fight such, where we were able to like improve the burning damage, improve the poison damage, so that every run feels different. Oh, that's great. That's great.
They can be both positive and negative factors that you can choose to add into your fight.
Perfect.
So basically, you can make fight a lot harder, but there will be also more rewards for it.
Nice. Ooh, real-time gameplay.
Right. You're exactly right. This is the concept art of the scene we are preparing for the real-time arena, which we have been working on it for a while. You can clearly see the structure of the battlegrounds here. On the left side, it's player A. On the right side, it's player B. You can see the crystals of each side. There are some interesting rules for this new game modes. So we are also preparing to release it in the first half of next year, and we'll this arena mode will be much more intense. It will be real time, right? A PvP mode. It's gonna be called Honors Gunplay. The system will choose one map from a map pool, which will be likely consisted of 3 or 4 maps for each match as the battlefield for. There will be hero restrictions. So basically you need to make up 3 or 4 different teams, which one for each of the map. So any particular hero can be only used once in one of the teams. So basically if you put the hero in team 1, the hero will automatically be locked for team 2, 3, and 4. So this is supposed to be a limit for the overpowered heroes. So it cannot just appear in all of the arena to make the balance a bit better.
And it would definitely make it easier to balance the hero that's just way too strong, just limiting him to one arena, so you can't just win the whole game by having one particular hero. Definitely.
RTA, we will have a new system called a skill, which you can add it. You can set it up for each of the team in RTA, which can be either active skill or passive skill. Either way, it will give you another way to strengthen your team, giving you a tactical edge during the game. Because, for example, one of the skills can just stun all the opponent's heroes, like for 2 seconds in a crucial time. This will gain you a big advantage. And this could be very interesting for the RTA lovers. The third of all is a battlefield effect system, which we are planning still in planning stage. This will add some extra stage mechanics to the RTA arena. Mm-hmm. It's also I think will add some interesting times. That's all the contents for RTA. We'll also have some updates for the regular arena. So we're planning to revamp the 3 existing arena raid maps. So which will redesigning their structures. We will add some new arena monsters with new mechanics. We will also rebalance the combat stats, which in a word is to make them more sustainable, because the old monsters in the current arena, they are just takes too long to kill for a lot of the heroes right now, right?
So are you going to change is this going to be the same type, so single target arena, AoE, anti, or are you also going to work on these 3 types, or is it going to stay the same 3 types of arena? Is it just in the monsters?
For the most part, it's going to be the three current types of arenas, but we are also preparing a fourth type, which is likely to be released. But it's not a certain thing right now at this point. So the new type will be a more mixed kind of vibe, because you will face flying monsters, working monsters at the same time. But that's something we are working on at the moment. So that's for arenas. For GVG, we will be introducing some more demon soldiers, of course. But the future demon soldiers will be through a very similar system like the heroes faction. So we also call it faction system. It's going to be released at the start of season 8 in the global server. What we can disclose right now is we will introduce two factions in the first batch, which are Mark of Forspawn, Mark of Chaos. So for the faction of Forspawn, it will be focusing on a Winter Spite effect. So the effect that slows enemy when it is stacked to the third layer, it will turn into freeze, right? This faction will entirely build around the control combos. So different demon soldiers can stack the Winter Spite, will eventually turn it into frozen. The initial release will include 6 to 7 demon soldiers, include 1 demon captain. For Mark of Chaos faction, we will be focusing on growth of power over time in the battle as its core mechanics. So basically, all the goal is to play this faction is to make your demon soldiers survive in the battle. As they survive, they will grow stronger and stronger over the time, and eventually be too powerful for the defending team. So for this faction, the initial release will include 3 to 4 demon soldiers, including 1 demon captain. We are planning to make the demon soldiers more systemized through this new faction system. There will be more combos within the more strategic combos within the demon soldiers. hopefully there will be more tactical play in the future for.
These demon soldiers that are in the factions, are some of those already released, or will it be 6 to 7 totally new demon soldiers, the demon captain for those, for like the Frostborn for example? So is it like old demon soldiers that get the ability of like, or the faction, or is it like a completely new type of demon soldier?
So we are doing a mixture of both. I think for those two factions, we already have one demon soldier online on the global server right now. So there will be at least one of them is old, and the others are gonna be new. And this one is also another new game mode. It's called Co-op Tower Defense. It's going to be launching in the coming months on the For Honor server first. And in this mode, you can team up with your friends or just queue with players. So each player occupies one side of the map, eliminates incoming monsters, defeat monsters to earn points, compete for rankings, and win ultimate rewards. Those look like achievements. So different players each other take turns using skills. So going on, the emphasis on this mode is not strategy or to emphasize on the challenge players are facing. So basically, the target is to let the players to have fun with their friends, or
pretty much just have fun, use your heroes, try some broken combos, build to the maximum, flex on your friends, just have some fun. So tower defense together with your friends. Oh, this is going to be very, very exciting. The next gameplay mode on the list is actually a roguelike mode featuring potential buffs as well as debuffs, with the main focus being in battle reactive gameplay. So your ability as a player to react to constant threats, ever-changing battlefields, overall pretty much giving more uniqueness, making everyone feel different, and testing your ability as a player, which is different than the before mentioned monthly tower, which is a structure where the same way you would expect it, you just fight through stage, try to climb the tower, which refreshes every month to give us a new challenge.
So that pretty much wraps up the gameplay modes part. There will be also have some updates on the guild features. First of all, we have been preparing a guild territory control mode. That we have noticed that a lot have high expectations for collective guild content, guild-based gameplay. So we will develop a guild-based territory control system world map. The guilds can compete with each other to claim maybe the individuals within the guild can own castles or towns if you can control the territory long enough. Of course, the more you own, there will be more bonuses, more rewards for you.
I just hope the Mad Guild can't control the whole world. That would be kind of disappointing if they just end up controlling everything.
This one is specifically developed for the SLG lovers, you know, the expansion. They are always for expansion.
Interesting concept, something that people have been looking for to kind of find purpose in a guild, besides just over killing the same guild bosses. Really bringing that like togetherness of the guild, the group aspect. There
are also two smaller updates of the guild system. So we will be optimizing on the experience the players joining a guild, because we have noticed that there are some guilds currently have not enough active players, cannot effectively participate in guild-based contents like Titanic Ruins, Guild Wars. So we plan to add a new guild joining feature. This will be bringing much more easier experience for players to leave a guild, for the guilds to be much easier to be found by new players without guilds. So the whole process should be much smoother. There's another system called Guild Dividend System. We plan to launch this system in a future update, after which the players can receive abundant guild coins, other rewards every Monday based on their overall guild contribution in the past week. So there's a concept art which shows you the idea of this system. So basically, every week, once a week, you can claim some bonuses from your guild based on how you performed last week. So that's pretty much everything we had for the next year. For now we are gonna just going with some of the highly asked questions. I think there are 4 of them. So the first one is what are the plans going forward in the terms of new units? Not just fusion laws, but just normal epic units, like for example, one capable of anti-heal. So it's basically a mixture of 2 questions, right? So first of all, many powerful heroes are on the way. We will also focus on giving epic heroes more opportunities to shine in new game modes, the existing ones. Additionally, an epic hero with healing abilities will be released soon. And we are also considering creating more diversified experiences of anti-healing heroes, such we are thinking of those that can continuously reduce healing effects on the enemies or reverse the healing into a certain percentage of damage instead. So basically, we are thinking of, as I said before earlier in the interview, we will be releasing more epic heroes. It will be one of the emphases on the heroes front this year. There will also be definitely an epic hero with anti-healing that will be released.
That sounds pretty much like what we're asking for, right? Just the ability to not only have to rely on getting that golden hero, that one lucky one, also just the ability to just, I guess, have some fun, use some less overpowered heroes to still succeed in content.
So the second question is, can we look forward to content to use our great array of gathered heroes, gear in exciting ways, new unique game modes? So the answer will be, based on current hero deployment patterns, we are designing environments that allows underutilized heroes to shine more, giving the benched heroes opportunities to prove their worth. So of course, some classic powerhouse heroes won't be left out. So as we introduced before, there will be a lot of new gameplay modes introduced that will be thinking of a lot of ways that all the new heroes can be used. This should be fun.
The question definitely got very well answered by the presentation that we had going into here. We had so many different game modes that there should be a place for multiple heroes in all of these modes, especially with the ones with the effects.
Nice. So the third question is, are there any plans to overhaul Arena in the near future? It feels like it's no longer fit for purpose with the power of current heroes. I.e., in single target arena, some rounds are over in a matter of milliseconds. So that one is interesting. The answer will be, in the future, we will add new PvP map types, different monster mechanics that change with each season to balance PvP combat pacing. And we have noticed that in current PvP gameplay, monsters tend to be too fragile. More often than not, powerful player heroes lineups can easily limit them in seconds or even milliseconds, as we mentioned in the question, right? With some heroes even dominating the rankings, like angry operators. To address this, we are preparing an all-new PvP map that will debut in the upcoming season. This new map will require a wider variety of hero types, including both air and ground units appearing together. Additionally, the monsters will feature new mechanics that will challenge different types of heroes. With these updates, the balancing among heroes will be significantly improved. That one is also what I mentioned, that it's gonna be a new arena map, which you can for the most time you will face not just the walking monsters but also flying monsters. So basically, you need to have heroes that works against both air and ground units, right? Yeah. So that's one way of dealing with the balance issues that we are having right now. So the last question is, my question is, I would say, rather a request for improving the UX when unequipping gear from heroes. I think many players would benefit from it. It's about adding an unequip all button that will unequip all gear from all heroes, because doing it one by one all time for various scenarios is becoming tedious. I know there is plan gear screen with switch option, but this is something that is missing in my opinion. If you can consider this option to have it somewhere in heroes list or elsewhere, I'm sure many users like that. So we have indeed received some feedbacks like this from players regarding the convenience of organizing and managing gear. Moving forward, we plan to introduce a gear workshop. So this basically works as a gear hub with everything related to the gear, enhancing, selling stuff, such stuff. In the gear workshop, you will be able to sort, enhance the select gear more effectively, efficiently. Additionally, features such as gear enhancement reforge will also be integrated here. Ultimately, we aim to make the process of organizing gear a simpler and more enjoyable task for all the players. As for the features like unequip all button or similar function, we are closely monitoring this part. While we acknowledge that for such options, we need to carefully evaluate the implementation to ensure that players have a smooth, comfortable experience using them. So for the unequip all button, we're thinking about it. We'll take some time to evaluate it. Hopefully, the new gear workshop will solve most of the problems that players are having right now.
And an unequip all button could be very dangerous. If I were about to unequip all my gear, no, I don't think I would even be able to recover from that, having all my heroes gearless. And that's definitely something you have to be very careful with.
Exactly.
I have like a really burning one, that is power system for heroes. Is there a plan to like allow us to make our heroes more powerful? It kind of feels like we've hit a ceiling. So we basically we have all the we have the right artifacts, we have the right gear, we also have the right hero synergies, but it kind of feels like we can't really get any strong. For example, campaign is a really good one. That is like our heroes can't really break through this power ceiling. Kind of like at that point, campaign is always getting more and more difficult. It requires more and more BP, but you can't really keep up with like the hero power. So it's getting harder for certain heroes to be able to put out the damage numbers that feel like they are required for content. So something like, for example, boots or a helmet or I don't know, an amulet or other type of accessory or something other than an artifact, or even another power system that might even be able to help out underutilized heroes, like for example Krags or Sharmirs. Not just exclusive equipment, because the issue with exclusive equipment is exclusive artifacts is it takes away the artifact slot. For example, a Sharmir can either use the Tear of Twilight or his own artifact. If you use his own artifact, you really lose the power from it. So it's this where it feels like you can't really make your heroes powerful enough for content. I think that like sums up the question.
Progress back. Mm-hmm. So the answer would be, lately we have been thinking of adding more interesting special gear for different heroes, which you have mentioned. I think we hope that by introducing a lot of different special gear, for like if the special gear can cover all heroes or most of the heroes, the players can have more strategic choices, choosing their equipments, strategic thinking. There will be more options. For the lack of methods to gaining those gears, that we're planning to introduce more ways to drop those special gears or artifacts. There will be more ways like events or just login events that players can get those different types of gears. So hopefully there will be easier experience for players to reach those new gears that we have introduced recently. We will also be making another effort. We will be also making the old, weaker heroes more useful in the new game modes that we have talked in before. For a new enhancing system for heroes, that's something we are currently thinking of. We'll introduce it in a later update. So
okay, so mostly a focus on the exclusive gear to kind of help our heroes out. So looking forward to that Krag exclusive gear to see if that if that helps them out. Also, obviously, a big thank you to all of you giving me this opportunity to sit here, have a look at the new content that's coming to the game, giving players the opportunity to see that the game is heading in the right direction, that good times are on the horizon. So it's also a very great opportunity for me. So I'm very thankful for that.
So I had a lot of fun talking to you. Thanks for that. Here's a special thank you letter we prepared for the KOCs, our players, for the next in the edge of the new year. So first of all, a huge thank you to all the players, creators for your trust and love for WOR. Over the past year, the world of Taya has been brighter and more exciting. Thanks to your presence. Every epic battle against enemies, every moment of discovery wouldn't have been possible without your support and your passion. 2024 was a year full of challenges and growth. We introduced a lot of new content and gameplay, always aiming to bring fresh experiences to all the players, but there is still much room for improvement. Your feedback and patience have been invaluable. It's your suggestions and corrections that drives us to refine the game and optimize the overall experience all along the way. This year, we also collaborated closely with creators to bring you exciting guides, events, and rewards. Every player's enthusiastic participation, every creator's dedication have made the WOR universe more vibrant and engaging. For this, we are deeply grateful. Looking ahead to 2025, we are more committed than ever to delivering creative, surprising new content for you. We will continue to listen to every player, every creator, working together to make the world of Taya even better. In the new year, we hope WOR continues to bring you joy and bring you memorable experiences, and that we will bring more wonderful moments to your life. Finally, we wish all a happy and early Happy New Year. Thank you. That should be all of the contents today. Thank you very much again, WorGuides, to be here and talk with us. It's a privilege to have someone from the player community to talk with us every year, to let us getting closer to the player base, to know what your concerns are, what your hopes are. It's really good. Thanks.
Again, also a big thanks to you. A very, very nice letter. Indeed. Oh, what a video it has been. I hope you are as hyped as I am for what's to come in 2025. So from me to all of you, obviously a happy new year, best of wishes, best of luck. Same way goes for the giveaway. I wish you best of luck winning there. It has been an amazing journey, amazing fun time. Overall, I am incredibly grateful for this whole journey throughout the last, what is it now? Let's see, almost like 1.5 years already, which is pretty impressive. It kind of does make you a bit speechless. That's already pretty much it at the end of the day. We see each other in the next video. Peace.